I've been a homeowner in Pinewood Estates, HOA, for exactly 10 years. I've seen petty fines for grass half an inch too tall, neighbor complaints that turned into police calls over chalk on the driveway, and absurd rules that made grown men cry. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared me for what happened at the annual meeting in our community center last October. We lost both the HOA president and her vice right at the head table. And the only person who could save our neighborhood of 147 homeowners was an 11-year-old girl who lives 3 houses down. If you told me that morning that a 6th grader would run our meeting and bring justice to the whole block, I would have laughed. But I'm not laughing now. Before we dive in, have you ever witnessed someone do something impossible or seen a child display more bravery than any adult in the room? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love stories about unlikely heroes, courage under pressure, and miracles in the suburbs against tyrannical HOAs, please subscribe so you don't miss our next one. Now, let me tell you about the most terrifying 2 hours of my life. My name is Carol Jensen, and I've been fighting our HOA for exactly 10 years, 2 months, and 14 days. I know the count because my daughter keeps asking when I'm going to sell and get a normal neighborhood without a Karen dictator. But I love this place, or at least I used to. I love the routine, the fact that even when things go wrong, there's always a bylaw, always a procedure until there isn't. October 17th, our annual HOA meeting at the Pinewood Community Center. I arrived at 9:15 a.m. The hall was already filling up. I did my usual pre-meeting check, making sure the bylaws binder was on the table, the agenda printed, the coffee station stocked, because heaven forbid we run out of the weak decoff Karen approved. President Margaret Karen Wilkins was at the head table. 52 years old, 15 years on the board, good reputation if you like fake smiles and passive-aggressive newsletters. "Morning, Carol," she said without looking up from her clipboard of new fines she was about to hand out. "Morning, Margaret. How are we looking?" Clear agenda all the way to adjournment. Smooth meeting. Her vice president, Joshua Newman, was younger, mid-30s, newer to the board but competent at nodding along to whatever Karen wanted. He gave me a quick smile. "Should be an easy day." Famous last words. The meeting started at 9:45. We had 147 homeowners. Pretty full for a Tuesday night. I did my walkthrough, reminding people about the sign-in sheet, the rule about no outside food unless Karen pre-approved it. That's when I noticed her. Seated in row 4, window side of the hall, a young girl, maybe 10 or 11 years old, sitting quietly with her unaccompanied minor-style name tag from her mom's check-in. She had dark hair pulled back in a ponytail, serious brown eyes, a mature face for her age. "Flora." I knelt down beside her chair. "Hi there. What's your name?" "Flora." She had that calm vibe most kids lose after the first HOA fine. "Flora, I'm Carol. I'm going to keep an eye on you today." "Okay. This your first big meeting alone?" "No, I come a lot. Mom's at work. Dad's teaching me the bylaws." "Well, if you need anything at all, just raise your hand and I'll come check." "Sound good?" "Yes, ma'am." "Thank you." Polite kid, calm, not fidgety like most kids dragged to these things. I made a mental note of her row and moved on. We called the meeting to order at 9:58 a.m. 2 minutes early. Karen's voice came over the microphone, smooth, professional, dripping with that fake concern she loved. "Good evening, folks. This is President Wilkins from the head table. We've been cleared for the agenda. Meeting time today is approximately 2 hours. Weather looks great outside, but inside we're enforcing community standards. Sit back, relax, and we'll have you out of here by 11:15 with new fines posted." The gavel banged. We were off. After the pledge and the minute's approval, I met Albert and Nina in the side galley where the snacks were. "Beverage service?" Albert asked. He was relatively new, only 2 years fighting the board, but reliable, calm demeanor, good with nervous homeowners. "Let's start," I said. "Nina, you take mid-rows. I'll handle the front and check on our quiet kid in row 4. Nina grabbed her water pitcher. She'd been here 6 years. Tough. No nonsense. The kind of person you wanted when Karen started handing out $500 citations for mailbox color. The kid in row 4. Yeah, Flora. She's 11. Dad teaches her the covenants every weekend. I'll keep an eye on her when I pass through, Nina said. We started the snack pass. Everything routine, everything normal for now. About 90 minutes into the meeting, I brought the trays to the head table. Standard procedure. Board members eat during long sessions. Usually different options in case one batch is bad. But we'd run out of the chicken salad. Both Karen Wilkins and Vice President Newman got the pasta Karen herself had insisted on ordering to save HOA funds. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen, I said, handing over the trays. Thanks, Carol, Karen said. She looked tired. Long week pushing that new flag ban. You okay? Yeah, just didn't sleep well. I'll be fine once we pass the new landscaping fees. I stepped back and went to the side. 30 minutes later, the microphone buzzed. Karen's voice, but it sounded wrong. Strained. Carol, head table now. My stomach dropped. I walked quickly to the front. The door to the small side office opened. Karen was pale, sweating. Her hand was on her stomach. I don't feel well, she said. Vice President Newman looked even worse. His face was gray. Neither do I. Something's wrong. What are your symptoms? Nausea, cramping, dizziness. Karen gripped the table edge. I think it was the pasta. Oh God, food poisoning. Both of them. I'm getting the medical kit and a doctor if we have one on board. In the room. I ran back and grabbed the internal crew phone, the private line connecting all the volunteer helpers. Albert, Nina, code red. Both board leaders are incapacitated. I need a medical professional and anyone with bylaw experience now. Static. Then Albert's voice, steady but tense. Copy. Making announcement. Through the speakers, I heard Albert on the PA. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's a medical professional in the room, please raise your hand immediately. Nina's voice came through the phone. Carol, I'm getting 3 hands up back here. 2 claiming medical background. Send them forward. And Nina, we need to keep everyone calm. If this goes wrong, we'll have panic. Understood. Nina brought the first one, a woman in her 50s from row 22. Short gray hair, confident posture. I'm Dr. Lauren Fitz. What's the emergency? Both board officers are sick. Possible food poisoning from the pasta Karen approved. Can you help? Her face went pale. Both of them? Yes. Take me to them. Dr. Fitz examined both in the side office. I stood in the doorway, heart pounding. Karen was hunched over. Vice Newman had his head between his knees. Severe gastroenteritis, Dr. Fitz said quietly. Likely from that cheap pasta she forced on the budget. They're both dehydrated, experiencing vertigo. In about 10 minutes, they're going to lose consciousness. Can you treat them? I can give fluids, anti-nausea, but they need a hospital and they definitely cannot run this meeting. The world tilted. What do you mean they can't run the meeting? They're incapacitated. You need another leader. Immediately. I looked at Karen. She was barely holding herself upright. Margaret, I said, can you still chair? She shook her head. I can barely see straight. I'm sorry, Carol. I can't. Josh. Vice Newman looked up. His eyes unfocused. I'm worse than she is. I can't. Dr. Fitz looked at me. You need to find another qualified person right now. I walked back into the hall on shaking legs. This wasn't real. This couldn't be real. I picked up the mic. My voice didn't sound like mine. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a medical emergency at the head table. If there is anyone in the room with bylaw or parliamentary experience, commercial, or even neighborhood association, please identify yourself immediately. Silence. 10 seconds. 20. 30. Then a hand went up. Row 19, aisle seat. A man in his 40s, business suit, confident expression. I ran to him. You're qualified? I have experience on a small condo board. I can try. It wasn't a yes, but it was something. Come with me. His name was Tom Richardson. I brought him to the head table. Karen was now lying on the floor. Dr. Fitz had an 4 in her arm. Vice Newman was conscious, but barely. Tom looked at the bylaws binder and the agenda. His confident expression evaporated. This is way more complex than a condo board. But you can run it? I don't know. There's so many sections, so many procedures. I only know basic stuff. He gestured helplessly at the thick covenant book. I don't know what half of these mean. Can you at least finish the vote on the new fees? He looked at me, honest fear in his eyes. I don't think so. I'm sorry. I don't think I can. My heart sank. We were going to crash. 147 homeowners, including me. We were all going to get buried under Karen's new $300 monthly landscaping tax she was pushing to cover her secret spending. Excuse me. A small voice behind me. I turned. Flora, the 11-year-old from row 4, standing in the side office doorway. Sweetie, you need to go back to your seat. This is an emergency. I know. I heard. I can help. Flora, this isn't a game. We need a real board member. I can run the meeting. I stared at her. What? I can run the meeting. My dad is a real estate attorney. He's been training me on HOA covenants since I was 7. I know the procedures. Tom Richardson laughed. Not meanly, just disbelief. Kid, this is Pinewood Estates full covenants. You can't. I know it's Article 12, Section 4. I've studied this exact binder in mock meetings with my dad. I know the instruments, the sections. I know how to call air traffic, contact the attorney on speaker. I looked at this 11-year-old girl, small for her age, serious brown eyes, completely calm. Flora, I appreciate that you want to help, but what's that? She pointed at a page in the open binder. Tom looked. I don't know. It's the enforcement clause for special assessments. It shows how fees can be levied only after member vote. That one's the quorum requirement. Shows if we have enough votes to proceed. That's the Roberts Rules section. Shows if we're level or if Karen was railroading. She pointed at page after page, naming them, explaining them. My mouth went dry. That's the emergency motion procedure. It's currently not engaged. Agenda is stalled at the fee vote. Tom Richardson stared at her. How do you know all that? I told you. My dad taught me. Every weekend since I was 7, we do mock HOA meetings. He says it's important I know how to protect myself just in case. She looked at me. This is just in case. I should have told her to sit down. Let the adults handle it. But Tom couldn't run this. Karen was unconscious. Vice Newman was fading fast. Flora was 11 years old, but she was also the only person in this hall who knew what these bylaws actually meant. Okay, I heard myself say. Okay, sit down. Flora climbed into the president's chair. Her feet barely reached the floor. She adjusted the seat forward, then looked at the binder like she was reading a familiar book. First thing, we need to contact the association attorney. Let them know what's happening. She reached for the speakerphone, pressed the button. Her voice was steady. Evergreen Legal Services, this is Pinewood HOA meeting. We have an emergency. Both officers are incapacitated. This is Flora Thompson. I'm 11 years old. I'm the only person here with covenant training requesting immediate assistance. Static. Then a woman's voice. Professional but shocked. Pinewood meeting, say again. Did you say 11 years old? Yes, ma'am. I'm 11. My father is attorney Rob Thompson. He's been training me. I need help running this meeting. A pause, then Pinewood meeting. Roger. Stand by. Flora looked at me. For the first time I saw fear in her eyes. I'm scared, she whispered. Me too. But I can do this. My dad taught me. I just need him. We'll get him. I promise. The phone crackled. The same woman's voice. Pinewood meeting. This is attorney Julia Gray. We're trying to contact your father. In the meantime, I need you to tell me what you see. Can you do that? Yes, ma'am. Good. Start with current agenda item and quorum. Flora scanned the papers. Agenda stalled the proposed $300 monthly special assessment. Quorum present, 112 of 147. Excellent. Don't touch anything yet. Just keep monitoring. We're working on a plan. I stood behind Flora, watching this tiny girl in the president's chair, hands resting lightly on the gavel. Tom Richardson was next to me. She's really going to try this. She has to. We don't have another option. What if she can't? Then Karen's illegal fee passes, and we all lose our houses. Behind us in the hall, homeowners were starting to notice something was wrong. I walked back, put on my calm face. A man in row 12 grabbed my arm. What's going on? Why was there an announcement about the board? We have a medical situation. Everything is under control. Is someone running the meeting? Yes, someone is running the meeting. Technically true. More homeowners were standing, voices rising, panic spreading like fire. A man in row 8, Garrett Cole, according to the sign-in, stood up. I heard the announcement. Both officers are sick. Who's running the meeting? Sir, please sit down. Who is running the meeting? Everyone was looking at me now. 147 faces, all terrified. I took a breath. We have someone with covenant training at the head table. They're in contact with the association attorney. We're going to finish safely. I need everyone to remain calm. Who is it? Who's running it? I hesitated. If I told them the truth, we have full panic. Mass hysteria. But they deserve to know. It's a resident. She has extensive training. Her father is a real estate attorney. She knows what she's doing. She the little girl who left her seat? Yes. For 3 seconds the hall was silent. Then chaos. People screaming, crying, praying. Some tried to rush the head table. I blocked them. Everyone sit down right now, or we will lose everything. Albert appeared from mid-rows. Sir, I need you to sit down. I'm not sitting down. Both officers are unconscious, and some kid is running the meeting. Nina pushed through from the back, tall, intimidating when she needed to be. Everyone sit down now. Something in her voice cut through the chaos. People hesitated. I stepped forward. Listen to me. That 11-year-old girl at the head table has been trained by her father, a real estate attorney, since she was 7 years old. She knows these covenants better than anyone else in this room. But she needs silence. She needs to concentrate. If you want to keep your homes, you will sit down and let her work. Slowly, people sat. Albert moved through the hall, checking that no one was recording illegally because Karen had banned that too. Nina returned to the back, calming crying homeowners. We were a team, and right now that team was all that stood between order and Karen's empire collapsing in the funniest, most deserved way. I walked back to the head table. Flora was still there, hands on the gavel, eyes on the bylaws, focused. Attorney Gray's voice came over the speaker. Pinewood meeting. We've made contact with Attorney Thompson, your father. We're patching him through now. Stand by. Flora's hands tightened on the gavel. Static. Then a male voice. Deep, warm, scared. Flora. Her eyes filled with tears. Daddy. Baby, I'm here. I'm right here with you. You're okay. You're going to be okay. I'm so scared. I know. But remember what I always tell you. Fear is just information. That's right. It tells you what matters. And what matters right now? Getting everyone home safe from Karen's scam fees. Exactly. Can you do that? I don't know. Yes, you do. You've done this 100 times in mock meetings. This is the same thing. Same bylaws, same procedures. The only difference is it's real. But you can do real things. You're my daughter. You're the bravest person I know. Okay, good. Now, I need you to tell me what you see. Flora wiped her eyes, focused. Agenda stalled a proposed special assessment. Quorum present. Emergency clause not engaged. Funds, show Karen transferred $47,000 last quarter without approval. Perfect. Where are you right now? What item? I don't know. Attorney Gray cut in. Pinewood meeting. You're currently at item 7, the fee vote. About 45 minutes from adjournment. Okay, Rob said. Flora, here's what we're going to do. The meeting is about 45 minutes away from chaos. We're going to bring you in slowly. Very slowly. You're not going to rush anything. Every step, I'll be right here with you. Got it. Got it. First thing, I need you to start the emergency motion. We're going to come down to a member vote. That's where we'll set up for the takedown. To start, you're going to disengage Karen's old agenda. Do you remember how? Use Section 14, Paragraph 3. Good. But don't do it yet. First, I need you to put your hands on the gavel. Both hands. Feel it? Yes. When you disengage, the meeting is going to be in your control. It's going to feel heavy, but you're strong enough. I know you are. When you're ready, bang at once. Flora took a deep breath. Okay, I'm doing it now. She banged the gavel. The old agenda light, the previous motion, went off. The meeting was now being run by an 11-year-old girl. Good, Rob said. You're doing great. Now, gently, very gently, call for the special motion to suspend the fee vote. We're going to reduce the pressure. Flora called it. The room lifted slightly. Not too much, just a little. She adjusted. The room leveled. Perfect. Now look at your quorum indicator. See the count? Yes. I want you to push the motion forward very gently until that count shows we have 2/3. That means we can investigate the books. Flora pushed forward. The room's mood dipped. Too much. Rob's voice was sharp. Pull back gently. Flora pulled back. The mood came up. She adjusted. Adjusted again. Finally, the quorum showed 2/3. There. I got it. You did. You're doing amazing, baby. Now hold it steady. We're going to move from the fee vote to full audit. That's 47 pages of hidden transfers. At 1 page per minute. That's 47 minutes. I'll be right here the whole time. Just keep that count at 2/3. Can you do that? Yes. I'm so proud of you. 47 minutes. They felt like 47 hours. Flora sat perfectly still, eyes locked on the bylaws, making tiny adjustments to keep the motion alive. Behind her, I watched helpless. Tom Richardson was next to me, equally useless. Dr. Fitz was tending to Karen and Vice Newman. Both were unconscious now. IVs in their arms, stable but incapacitated. Attorney Gray's voice came over the speaker periodically. Pinewood meeting, you're doing great. Current motion at 35 pages. On course. The homeowners were silent, some praying, some crying quietly. Most just staring at their agendas, waiting. Row 4, the row where Flora had been sitting. An older woman, maybe 60, was crying. That's just a baby up there. A baby. But Flora wasn't acting like a baby. She was acting like the only adult in the room. Motion at page 12, Flora said. Perfect, Rob replied. Now level off. Gently bang the gavel until the quorum indicator shows 0 objections. Flora banged it. The objections stopped. The room leveled out. Good. Now we're going to prepare for the exposure. The meeting is about 30 minutes away from the end. I need you to reduce the speed. Pull back on the fee discussion. Do you see it? The 2 paragraphs in the center. Yes. Pull it back slowly. Watch your homeowner temperature. I want you at neutral. Flora reached forward. Her hands were shaking now. She pulled the discussion back. The room quieted. 240 objections gone. Good. A little more. She adjusted. Neutral. Perfect. Now, I need you to do something very important. I need you to lower the protection on Karen's hidden transfers. There's a clause on your right. Red tab says audit. Do you see it? Flora looked. Yes. Pull it down. You'll hear loud objections. That's normal. Don't be scared. Okay. She pulled the clause. A massive mechanical groan of gasps went through the room. The binder shuddered. 3 green check marks appeared on the audit page. 3 green checks, Flora said. Excellent. Audit is down and locked. You're doing everything right, Flora. Everything. Attorney Gray's voice. Pinewood meeting. You're 15 minutes from final vote. We're clearing all side motions. You'll be voting on removal of officers on Section 16R. It's the strongest clause we have. We're also preparing emergency documents just as a precaution. Lawyers, notaries in case we need to file. Karen, Rob said, I'm at the county recorder's office now. I'm in the records room. I can see your transfers. You can? Yes. I'm looking at the screen. I can see your books. You're beautiful. Flora's voice cracked. I don't know if I can do this. Yes, you can. You know why? Why? Because I'm right here. I'm not on the phone anymore. I'm right here looking at the numbers. And I'm not leaving. We're going to finish this meeting together. You and me, like we've always done. Okay. I love you, Flora. I love you too, Daddy. Page 3 of audit, Rob said. You're on the glide path. Doing great. Now I need you to extend the exposure. There's a lever on your left. It has settings from 0 to 40. Right now it's at 0. Move it to 15. Flora, move the claws. The room's mood dipped slightly. Good. Now to 30. She moved it again. The room slowed. The mood dipped more. Page 2. Funds at $47,000 missing. Perfect. I could see the truth now getting closer. Hidden emails, fake invoices, Karen's signature. We were really doing this. We were really going to expose her. Full exposure to 40, Rob said. Maximum transparency. Flora moved the claws one more time. The room slowed dramatically. We were practically floating now on pure shock. Page 1. $47,000 confirmed missing. You're right on target, Flora. Right on target. I can see the removal motion, Flora whispered. I know you're almost there. Now listen carefully. In about 30 seconds, you're going to call the final vote. When you do, I need you to pull back on the old agenda all the way. Then immediately call for member vote. The pedals, the hands up. Raise them high. Can you reach them? Barely. That's okay. Just call as loud as you can. Got it. Got it. I grabbed the internal phone. Albert, Nina, prepare for final vote. Brace positions in 90 seconds. Copy, Albert said. Roger, Nina replied. I heard Albert on the PA system, voice calm and clear. Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning our final motion. In 1 minute, I will instruct you to prepare for the vote. When I say vote, raise your hands high. Keep them there until the count is complete. In the back, Nina was doing the same, moving through rows, checking that no one was sneaking out, because Karen used to fine people for leaving early. I stayed in the doorway, watching Flora. This tiny girl with the weight of 147 homes on her shoulders. Page 500 remaining, she said. Albert. Nina, I said into the phone. 30 seconds. Get to your seats. Copy. Through the speakers, I heard Albert. Vote. Vote. Hands up. I strapped myself into the side chair behind Flora and prayed. For 100 homeowners still seated. The motion was right there. Long list of Karen's violations. Emergency documents lining both sides. Lights flashing on phones, recording legally now. I held my breath. 300 objections gone. Flora's hands were white-knuckled on the gavel. 200. You're doing perfect. Just hold steady. 100. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. 50. Get ready, Flora. The truth rushed up. 30. 20. 10. The vote hit hard. The room bounced. My heart stopped. Then the hands hit again. Stayed up. We were counting fast. Raise them higher, Rob yelled. Call the count. Flora shoved her voice up as loud as she could. The room shuddered, slowed, but we were still going fast. Too fast. The end of the meeting was coming up. Count, Flora. Louder. I'm trying. We were slowing, but not fast enough. 200 votes left, then 100, then 50. We weren't going to finish in time. Then another set of hands reached down. Tom Richardson. He raised his voice on top of Flora's, adding his support. The count bit harder. The room shuddered violently. We slowed. 10 objections left, then 5, then 2. We stopped. The meeting sat still. The gavel idling. The room stopped for 3 seconds. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Then the hall exploded in sound, cheering, crying, applauding. Flora sat in the president's chair, hands still on the gavel, staring straight ahead. Then she started shaking, the adrenaline wearing off, the reality setting in. I did it, she whispered. I put my hand on her shoulder. You saved us. Albert's voice came through the internal phone. Carol, status? We're done. We're safe. Everyone's okay. Thank God. His voice cracked. Thank God. I've got people hugging strangers back here. Some crying, some laughing. Everyone's okay, Nina said. Behind me, Albert appeared in the doorway. He looked at Flora, then at me. She really did it. She really did. Nina joined us. Tough, no-nonsense Nina. With tears streaming down her face, that little girl saved all of us. The side office door burst open. Emergency personnel, paramedics, taking Karen and Vice Newman out on stretchers. Then a man in a suit pushed through. 40-something, dark hair, terrified eyes. Flora. Daddy. She jumped out of the chair, ran to him. He scooped her up, held her like she might disappear. Both of them sobbing. You did it. He kept saying, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I was so scared. I know, but you didn't let the fear stop you. That's what heroes do. Around them, homeowners were filing out of the hall, shaky, emotional, alive. One by one, they stopped, looked at Flora, this tiny 11-year-old girl in her father's arms, and they started clapping, slow at first, then louder, then everyone, the homeowners, the paramedics, the notary who witnessed the emergency vote, everyone applauding the youngest hero any of them had ever seen. But the real show started when the audit results hit the group chat. Karen had been skimming $47,000 over 3 years to pay for her vacation home in Florida while fining us for plastic flamingos. The same woman who wrote me a $500 citation last spring for having an American flag 1 inch too big on my porch was the one who violated every covenant she ever enforced. Black humor at its finest. The queen of community standards taken down by her own pasta and an 11-year-old who actually read the book she used as a weapon. 6 months later, Flora Thompson was honored by the State Homeowners Association Oversight Board, youngest person ever to successfully call an emergency removal vote and expose fraud in a 147-home community. They gave her a commendation, a plaque, took her picture with the director. She was on every local news channel, every talk show. Everyone wanted to meet the 11-year-old who dismantled an HOA empire. But when reporters asked her if she was a hero, she always said the same thing. I just did what my dad taught me. He's the real hero. Attorney Rob Thompson, her father, was hired as the new association legal advisor. Now he teaches other neighborhoods, and he always tells them Flora's story. An 11-year-old kept 147 families from bankruptcy. Not because she wasn't afraid, but because she didn't let fear make the decision. Remember that next time you're in a meeting. Fear is information, but it's not the president. As for me, I see Flora sometimes. She still comes to meetings a few times a year. Always in row 4. Always with her bylaws binder. Last time I sat next to her before the new board started. How are you doing, Flora? Good. I'm taking advanced civics now, and I joined the debate club. Still studying with your dad? Every weekend? We just got certified in the new state oversight simulator. It's amazing. Are you going to be a lawyer when you grow up? She smiled. Maybe, but not yet. I'm only 11. I've got time. The new president's voice came over the microphone. Pre-meeting announcements, weather, updates. Then he said something unusual. Folks, before we start, I want to introduce a special resident. Seated in row 4 is Miss Flora Thompson. 6 months ago, she safely ran our meeting when both officers were incapacitated. She saved 147 homes, including mine. So, Flora, on behalf of everyone who was in that hall, thank you. The entire room burst into applause. Flora blushed, waved shyly. When we were almost at adjournment, I went back to Flora's seat. Flora, would you like to do the closing announcement? Welcome everyone back to normal life. She looked at me. Can I? I think they'd love that. A volunteer brought her the microphone and a paper with the new rules. Flora cleared her throat, then spoke in that same calm, steady voice I remembered from that terrible night. Good evening, everyone. This is Flora Thompson. On behalf of the new board and the entire neighborhood, we'd like to welcome you to a fair Pinewood Estates. The local time is 9:47 p.m. and the temperature of justice is finally 72 degrees with no more hidden fees. We hope you enjoyed the meeting today. For those of you who were here 6 months ago, welcome to freedom. For those of you coming back, she paused, smiled. Welcome home. We're so glad to have you here safely. Thank you for living with us. The room erupted in applause. Flora handed back the microphone, sat down, buckled her metaphorical seatbelt. Just an 11-year-old kid going home. But everyone in that neighborhood knew the truth. Heroes come in all sizes. Sometimes they're only 11 years old, and they know the bylaws better than the Karen who thought she owned the sky. The aftermath was pure poetry. Karen Wilkins tried to fight the removal vote from her hospital bed, claiming the meeting was invalid because a child ran it. The judge took one look at the audio recording, the notarized minutes, and the $47,000 paper trail and laughed so hard the bailiff had to bring water. Case dismissed. Karen's vacation home went into foreclosure. The same woman who once called the cops on my 8-year-old for riding a bike without a helmet now had to sell her Florida condo to pay restitution. Black humor level, expert. The HOA that once fined me $250 for using the wrong shade of beige on my shutters now has a new rule. No special assessments without a 2/3 vote and an independent audit. Flora's dad wrote it. I helped. And every time a new homeowner moves and they get the story in the welcome packet, the night an 11-year-old girl landed the meeting when the adults crashed. The private pilot guy, Tom Richardson, actually apologized to Flora in front of everyone at the next meeting. He said he learned more in 30 minutes watching her than in 10 years on his condo board. Nina still tells the story at every block party. That little girl saved us from Karen's pasta and her greed. Albert started a neighborhood watch that's actually helpful instead of spying on flag sizes. As for me, the woman Karen spent years slandering as that troublemaker who doesn't respect standards, I finally got my flag back up. Full size. Red, white, and blue. No fine. The day it went up, Flora came over after school. She stood in my yard, looked at the flag, then at me. You know, Carol, she said, my dad always says the bylaws are there to protect people, not punish them. Karen forgot that part. I smiled. You reminded her. Hard. She grinned, that serious 11-year-old grin. I just read the book. The one she never did. We sat on the porch swing and watched the sunset over the perfectly mowed lawns that no longer had to be exactly 2.75 inches. The neighborhood felt lighter. No more anonymous complaint letters. No more midnight inspections. Just regular people living like regular people. 6 months later, the State Oversight Board invited Flora to speak at their annual conference. She wore the same ponytail, the same serious eyes, and stood at a real podium in front of 300 HOA presidents. She didn't read a speech. She just held up the Pinewood Covenants and said, "This book is 312 pages long. My dad taught me every one." The woman who used it as a weapon forgot to read page 47, the one that says officers can be removed for financial misconduct. I remembered. That's all. The room gave her a standing ovation. Some of those presidents looked a little pale. I like to think they went home and actually read their own books for the first time. Flora still flies, attends meetings alone sometimes. Always row 4. Always with her binder. Last week, she helped a new neighbor fight a citation for having solar panels. She cited Section 22, subsection 3, the one about renewable energy being encouraged. The new board passed it unanimously in 10 minutes. The neighbor cried. Flora just shrugged. It's in the book. The captain's voice, the new president's voice, still introduces her sometimes. Folks, before we start, remember the night we almost lost everything to one woman's ego and bad pasta? Seated in row 4 is the reason we're still here. The room always applauds. Flora always blushes and waves. And every single time I feel the same thing. Pride, relief, and that deep, dark satisfaction that only comes when the Karen who thought she was untouchable gets taken down by the smallest person in the room who simply knew the rules better. Heroes come in all sizes. Sometimes they're only 11 years old. And sometimes the biggest takedown in HOA history starts with a little girl who wasn't afraid to open the book everyone else was too lazy or too scared to read. Have you ever witnessed someone, especially a child, do something impossibly brave against an HOA bully? or seen an unlikely hero flip the script on years of tyranny? Share your story in the comments below. If this HOA Karen story about courage, an 11-year-old hero, and sweet justice in the suburbs touched your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible Homeowners Association drama every week. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss our next satisfying Karen takedown. Thanks for watching.